vacation, you probably think of beautiful blue waters, beach views, and relaxing. When we think of our Bahamas vacation, we think of all that and working out. Now, everyone has their own ideas for how they want to spend their vacation time, and for most people, being in the gym is not it. But for us, we enjoy working out together. It's not something we have to do, it's a core part of our lifestyle. So when we plan trips, yes, we have our relaxation time, but lifting is still part of our itinerary. Vacations don't have to be all or nothing. You don't have to completely let loose on a trip only to come back and have extra weight to lose too. And you don't have to spend all day at the gym either. You don't have to restrict yourself entirely or feel guilty for enjoying yourself. This is about building a healthier lifestyle where you can still work towards your health and fitness goals and still enjoy yourself on your trip. I've been back to the Bahamas multiple times, and how I approach my physical, mental, and emotional health this time around was completely different than previous trips. Here's what I did to stay on track and what I learned. Accept that my routine would be different, staying consistent in what I could stay consistent with, and not trying to control every detail or shame myself for it. For example, I usually do fasted cardio in the mornings. It helps clear my mind, get my blood flowing, burn calories, wake me up, and really helps with digestion too. I knew I wouldn't be doing cardio every day on vacation. And a couple years ago, that made me really frustrated and anxious about how my digestion would be affected. But this time, I accepted that yes, my digestion would probably be affected at some point. I would control what I could control: my daily supplement routine, hydration, having my coffee, getting steps in, generally tracking my food, etc. But beyond those things, I had to trust my body. Still a pretty foreign concept in most things, but letting myself trust that my body would be okay. And if my digestion felt off, I knew I would be back on track when I got home and things would be okay. And you know what? It made a difference. Yes, my digestion got affected a little bit, but not nearly as much as last time, and I didn't feel as anxious about it. Get steps in. Between exploring parts of the island, to wandering the Atlantis resort multiple times over while shooting content, to walking back and forth to the resort gym because it was a 15 to 20 minute walk from our hotel room, it wasn't hard to get steps in without making it feel like a chore. And when you feel an ocean breeze as refreshing as this, it's all the more reason to spend some time outside. Make the most of the gym. You don't know what kinds of equipment a gym will have until you walk in. But for a hotel gym, the Atlantis Fitness Center was actually decent. They even had a solid hip thrust machine, and it felt great to lift some heavy weight. We got a good lower body lift the first day, and it was pretty empty in the early afternoon, so that was nice. But the next morning, when we came early to get a lift in before checking out, that little gym was crowded. I guess people wanted to get their workout in before their vacation excursions during the day, so it was tough to find space or the weights to finish up our workout, let alone film. When it came to the lifts, the key here was not going in expecting to do the exact exercises in my current training block. Years ago, when we went to a local gym, I had major tunnel vision, trying to do as close to the exact exercises that were listed as possible. I didn't even really try out other machines or play around with what the gym had until the last day, and I went home regretting that. This trip I knew I could figure out the workout based on the equipment available. Switching it up for 1 week wasn't going to make or break my consistency. Generally track and still enjoy my meals. Yes, I tracked my meals. I had brought some essentials with me: cooked chicken, veggies, my protein powders, cereal, food scale, etc. We ate out about once a day, so I tracked what I could and focused on getting protein and veggies in that meal. But I also understood that I wouldn't be getting things completely accurate with local homemade dishes or dishes where I didn't know all the ingredients. And that was okay. This island is a place I don't get to be very often, and so I enjoy dishes that I don't get to have back home in Florida. Cracked conch, doubles, festivals, Bahamian banana pancakes, etc. I still didn't get to have conch salad this trip, so that will be next trip. I could track and still enjoy my meals out. Listen to my body and allow myself to rest without guilt. Now, this one was big. I pushed myself through a lot. I don't take extra rest days often, and when I do, I'm 1,000% at least a few weeks overdue for one. My brain will override listening to my body the majority of the time, and it's been a very gradual learning process and trauma healing on what listening to my body looks like, because that was never taught. It's incredibly hard to not feel guilty for resting. Sound familiar? It takes a lot to give myself even 2 consecutive rest days when my body needs it. In preparing for this trip, I had stacked my lifts and done 4 straight days of lifting and 5 straight days of cardio, including the morning we left. So once we got to Nassau, I was definitely ready for a rest day or 2. And as it turns out with our schedule and our surprise island hopping excursion, we had 3 consecutive rest days. Now to you, that may not seem like a lot, but for me, I can't even remember the last time I took 3 rest days, and how much it usually takes to not feel guilty or ashamed for doing so unless I was completely burnt out. And you know what? This time I didn't regret it at all. My body needed it, my brain wasn't fighting back as much, and for the first time maybe in my entire life, I could feel my body relax without guilt. It put things in perspective for me. I love lifting. I love my gym routine. I love this lifestyle. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but I have to remind myself this too. My life is not just lived in the gym. I can trust myself that I have zero problem getting right back into my gym routine when I get back home, and that my body needs rest, sometimes more than I think. I'm learning what listening to my body looks like and feels like. And for the first time in my life, I could allow myself to just be, to not move, to really enjoy the moment and the quality time with my man on these islands and just be. Living my life doesn't just mean pushing my body to be the best and look the best it can be. It also means slowing down, experiencing new things and new places, spending quality time with the ones you love, and making memories. Everyone's version of balance is different, and just like there's no perfect training plan for everyone, there is no perfect rule book for how to enjoy your vacation either. It's a journey to figure out what works for you, and even that will evolve with time. So hopefully you can take some of what I've learned into your next trip as you find what works for you. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed so you can see more of our upcoming travel content, and comment below if you have any questions about planning your next trip to this beautiful island. We're happy to help. Thanks for watching.